In this video, I'm going to talk about summation notation, and this is just kind of a longer math wordy way of saying add. This is just a way of adding terms together. And there's some tricks for this, and there's some shortcuts as well. We're just going to look at the basics, do some basic adding here. All right, so summation notation, this is just used to add all the terms in a sequence, and it kind of looks scarier than it really is. So first of all, this big E, this is called a sigma, an uppercase sigma, and this just means, again, this means to add. The number on the bottom, this is where we start, or we call this the index of summation, and this is just the starting point, or the lower limit. The number on top, that tells us where to stop. This is called the upper limit. And whatever we have in here, these are the terms, or these are the elements. You might see them either way. That's kind of why I wrote both element or term in parentheses, starting point or lower limit in parentheses. You might see this either way, but they mean the same thing. Start here, stop here, and this is what we're adding. So let's work some examples here. Here's my first one. So this is summation notation. Let's use, there we go. This is saying we're going to start with n equal to 1, and we're going to end at 5. And the terms we're using are 2n. So let's start with 1. That's going to be 2 times 1. And then I'm just going to keep adding these terms. Next I would do 2 times 2. Next is 2 times 3. And then 2 times 4. And finally our last one, we're going to stop at 5. This is telling me to stop at 5. So 2 times 5. All right, and that's basically the setup. From here, I'm just really using PEMDAS, or if you want to be clever, you could factor out these 2's. You could do that also. But let's just kind of do this the straightforward way. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. You can probably see the pattern here. It's just giving us even numbers. 2 times 5 is 10. So these are what I'm adding together. 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10. Adding all of these up, that's going to give me 30. All right, and that's really it. That's my answer. I just need to add all these terms starting with 1 and ending at 5. All right, let's try another one here. So same thing, we're just doing the same thing. Looking at our starting point, the lower limit, the elements, and then stopping at the upper limit. So this one a little more complicated. I'm going to start at 1, go up to 3, and I'm just kind of plugging it into these terms here. So starting with 1 is going to be 1 plus 2. Next would be 2 plus 2. And then finally we're stopping at 3. 3 plus 2. Now really I can add these in any order that I want. But just to keep kind of everything together, let's just do these as 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 2 is 4, and then 3 plus 2 is 5. And our last step, just adding these together, 3 plus 4 plus 5. All right, that's going to give us 12. All right, so these are pretty straightforward, fairly intuitive to what you would think. They just kind of look scarier. We're not used to seeing some of these Greek letters or the I's. Okay, so let's do one last one here. Again, this is going to be our element, I times I plus 1. Our starting point is 2, and then we're going to stop at the upper limit, the 4. So first of all, we're doing 2 times 2 plus 1. And then we're going to add the next term. That's going to be 3 times 3 plus 1. All right, and then just stopping at 4, the upper limit is going to be 4 times 4 plus 1. All right, so let's go ahead and just basically PEMDAS through this. This would be 2 times 3 plus 3 times 4 plus 4 times 5. Go ahead, add these together. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 4, that's going to be 12. And then adding 4 times 5 is 20. So our last step here, just adding these together, 6 plus 12 plus 20, it's going to give us 38. All right, so that's basically it. Of course, with math, we always try to scare you with these Greek letters or strange symbols. It's really not too crazy. Just remember, this is where you want to start, the lower limit. This is where we want to stop. And what we're adding are these elements or these terms.